Half Moon Walk. Sherlock Holmes. Okay. So, I thought we would finish this game last night. Turns out there was one more case. Just like Sherlock Holmes, he loves solving cases. So, let's go. A Half Moon Walk. Which is a case I've never heard of course.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have?
That's new.
Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford
Urchins.
anything like that? I can't
That is
understand
very
your interest in
rude.
them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right.
Mouthwatering.
We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite
Secret
you,
police.
Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
It is.
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way.
What?
Ah, sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice.
Homemade.
It goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something
Yes, there's
wrong?
a murder.
Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
The
From
yard,
what
of
I've
course.
heard, they took him to the yard, and
Yep.
they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Indeed.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Okay, let's go to Half Moon Street. Interrogate Lighton and inspect his belongings. Investigate the crime scene and talk to witnesses. Easy, easy. It's very dark, man. Seems so easy to miss something. And I don't quite like that.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes. Is that you?
Indeed.
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes.
Do you even talk
back
when
in
you have 0
'88.
viewers? Yes, I do.
But then this is nothing
Why
like
asking?
that case. With this
I'll
one, we've
then
got
talk
the
to
murderer,
myself,
the weapon, and the statements,
which I've
which speak for
already
themselves.
used to it already.
Of course,
like
Mara. But
a
you
year
know
ago.
that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The two men here, both shot. The stab fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there,
Uh-huh.
so I gave my own statement. And then there were two other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
How about a testimony?
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street.
Because you just
That
told
was the
me
side
that
that you came
Adam
from.
Hurtley was the
But you
killer,
would have been unable
and
to
that is
observe
really
this
not
part
cool.
of the street,
Even
where
though
we
the
are standing
answer is wrong.
now.
That is correct. But
You're
I saw
ruining
the
the
two
whole
victims slowly enter
sense
Half
or
Moon
atmosphere
Street,
when
and
playing
then
a
shortly
crime-solving
after,
or
the
puzzle-solving
fireworks
game.
started. A few minutes after that, the
It's
fellow
not like
Chapman
I'm
rushed
struck
towards
in
me and
one-
ran into Half Moon Street.
1 point.
Please
Did I
continue.
need help?
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground.
Yeah,
When
but
I
that is not
reached
cool when you
Whitechapel
spill it
Street, I
out,
saw
even though
Leighton
it's the
Chapman.
wrong answer.
He'd been caught by two police constables.
That
Did
is the
you
point.
hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honour of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Thank you.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Let's not examine Brian first, or Kenneth. Let's not examine the bodies first.
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story? Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard two gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw two bodies.
Two
There was
bodies.
a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Okay, so let's give you a good portrait. Yep, I saw that one first. War veteran. Missing button. Requires support. Weak leg, limping.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man. The murderer. The fellow they caught.
Were the two shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow.
So
it
it's
seemed
two
to me
guns.
that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard?
Nope.
Is he all right?
He's not alright, because I'm not sure.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Yep. Oh shit, we
My
couldn't do a
thanks.
portrait.
Could you tell us...
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
Very well.
My This mirror is locked.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Let's see. Who's this guy? Okay. So it's the boundary lock.
Locked.
Okay, another boundary lock.
Locked.
Okay, so let's examine the bodies. Okay, Brian Vicotti, you first.
A tattoo from Westgate Prison.
You must have spent some time over there, right? The
He
handkerchief.
tried to stop the bleeding with his... The bullet penetrated his... Brian Vicotti suffered greatly. A fairly long pole with a forked end.
So your turn, Kenneth. Stuck object.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobble... This...
Headshot.
The bullet struck his head. This is an ordinary...
Okay, so there's nothing here. Let's go to the yard, shall we? This case is a walk in Half Moon Street, or a Half Moon Walk. Yeah, a Half Moon Walk. Sorry. Nah, this is like the 6th or 7th one. I couldn't remember. Probably 6 or 7.
Mr. Holmes,
All right, I'll be back in a
whatever
minute.
brings
Battery fully charged.
Welcome back. I'm sorry, I was
so late
away
at night.
for like 2 minutes.
I'm interested in the case of young Leighton Chapman. He was arrested earlier this evening and accused of a double murder.
I beg your pardon? That case is quite clear to the police. Or are there any new facts that we don't know about?
I'm trying
Who
to.
knows, Inspector?
Come on, I'm trying to help.
Look,
Why are you so
are free
like
to investigate,
pessimistic?
of course, Mr. Holmes. Chapman was arrested with a revolver in his possession, which you can find in the evidence room. The suspect himself is in custody.
Did
Thank
you
you.
find anything else on his person?
A few personal belongings. Nothing particular, Mr. Holmes.
Thank you, Lestrade.
Okay. So, Watson, you stay here. Don't block my way.
A cheap watch, bought with his own money, no doubt. These cigarettes are filled with cheap tobacco. So this is the gun that Leighton was holding when he was caught by the police. It is a Webley revolver, a reliable weapon.
Webley, never heard of that.
It seems as though the shells were not removed from the cylinder.
No 冇線㗎。Okay. So the revolver is nothing special, I guess. Can I give myself a headshot?
It seems as though the shell.
Ah!
2 out of the 6 shells have been fired.
There were 2 shots, indeed. It actually matched, so... The evidence until now that we gathered is actually against him, so... It's a hard pick, tough call. Anyway.
Please. Good evening, Mr. Chapman.
Who are you? I've got nothing to say. It's all a mistake.
Calm
Understandable.
down, Leighton. I have come here to help you. To find out if you truly are innocent, as your younger brother Wiggins has told me.
My brother? You know him? Then that means you're...
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, blimey. All right,
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm here to
Holmes.
help.
I'll tell you everything.
Tell me a story.
Good. Tell me your account of what happened.
I left my work and I hurried up to see the fireworks in Whitechapel. I was late, so I decided to cut through Half Moon Street. I saw the first fireworks light up in the sky. I bumped into a constable on a corner before entering Half Moon. Then suddenly, what with all the firework flare, I saw 2 men. They were both lying flat in the middle of the street. I stopped where I was. I thought about turning back to the police, but as I was thinking of that, I saw a third person. He was leaning over the body that was furthest from me. The second I saw him, he raised his head and he stared at me. In a flash, I saw his gun, but he made a dash for it instead and he escaped through Whitechapel Street.
So how do you
So you
describe
might
the
still have
gunshot?
had time to return to the constable.
I panicked. I didn't know what to do. Anyway, I approached the bodies just to see if they were still alive. I saw that one had blood pumping out of his stomach. He was dying. It was horrible. The second one was already dead. He had a hole in his head. He was holding a gun in his hand, though. I took it, and then I followed the third man.
Interesting. Pray, continue.
I turned a corner, and I saw the man standing in the middle of the street. He seemed to be in some sort of panic. And then, Mr. Holmes, something strange happened. I told the police and they laughed at what I said, but I swear to you, my words are true. I started running towards him. But then I was blinded by a flash. It was so bright that I hardly saw anything for a good dozen seconds. But I kept running forward. As I arrived in Whitechapel, I heard a woman screaming. And then I was caught by the police. But there wasn't a trace of that man. Of course, then they found a gun and all that blood. I couldn't see the murderer escaping and all that mess. Perhaps I was still half-blinded at that moment.
A thrilling account, my young man. Leighton, are you able to describe the person whom you saw standing in Half Moon Street?
Well, I wasn't able to see his face at all. It was too dark, and he was too far away. I could see his silhouette.
And what about that?
Nothing so special. He was wearing a jacket. He was quite average in size and his weight.
I see. Was there anything else that struck you at the time?
No. But perhaps it's strange, but I can't remember the sound of his footsteps as he was running away. Perhaps it was because of the fireworks or the surprise of me seeing him.
So okay, so let's give you a little portrait. Deep scar. Bruises. Is there something in his stick? Ah. So you are usual suspect?
Leighton, I confess I am puzzled. Why should a young lad like you take a gun from the hands of a dead man and set off in pursuit of a probable killer?
I know. I keep wondering that, but at the time it was like a reflex. A criminal ought to be arrested, and he was armed.
You were willing to risk your life. That was a little foolish, unless you wanted revenge.
No, Mr. Holmes. I was just being brave and stupid.
You are not brave, you are fucking
I'm sure
prisoner.
that you were, but I believe that you may have recognized one of the victims, Brian Vercotti. You knew that gentleman well, did you not?
However could you know that?
You have a typical tattoo of the Westgate Brotherhood upon your hand. I observed exactly the same mark upon Mr. Vercotti.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help because the game is...
From your sharing a past prison
well, we
sentence.
still have
Am I
crimes
correct,
to
Mr.
solve.
Chapman?
I couldn't help with that, bitch.
You're right, Mr. Holmes.
Plus, I'm a
Would you
natural
tell me a
crime
little
solver.
about Brian Vercotti?
Damn, I'm
We
so
were
fucking
convicted
good.
for a robbery. Once in prison, both of us joined one of these fraternities.
Well, the game
During
disappointed
that
me.
year, we tried to help each other out, you know?
You were quite young then, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Holmes, we were. We'd only stolen a pound of meat. After we were released and when I saw what my little brother had become, I decided to work towards living an honest life.
And Vicotti?
He had a hard time. His sister had died in a Whitechapel dispensary while he was in prison. He had no family anymore. Our paths split. He fell back into crime.
So you lost him?
Yes. And for around 2 years, I heard no news of him at all.
We shall see you soon, young man.
When is Need for Speed? I wish I want to play tonight, but I couldn't help, man. I wish to play it tonight. Anyway, how do you do, Jesse? So let's connect some clues. There we go, one. Simultaneous shot. Turner could hear the contrast between two fire shots and first and then two. We need some experiments. Nope. I'm not gonna do that. So a double murder is conflicting and the imaginary man is conflicting. Let's go to Half Moon Street one more time. I believe we can find out something more of that. I know I'm out of sight, but am I out of mind? And when I close my eyes, dream I see you in the afterlife.
What's up with you, lad? What are you waiting for?
Sherlock Holmes said
I'm
I'm
waiting
waiting.
for my brother to be released.
Your brother?
The one that you caught, beat up and imprisoned.
Ah, the murderer.
The
He ain't
suspect.
killed no one, copper.
Watch your mouth, lad, else you'll be joining that worthless brother of yours.
That is too mean of you. You know that's no good,
It would
man.
be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Where's the pole? Can I take the pole?
A fairly long pole with a...
Okay.
Mr. Turner, You have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Interesting.
Not at all, Mr. Holmes.
Let's see if there are
Follow me.
any gunshots.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Could Mr. Turner be the possible murderer?
Mr. Turner was roused from his...
Ah.
So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention...
Ah, cheeky.
The books on this shelf are in a mess.
You're lying, Mr. Turner.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers are almost entirely... These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
What are you burning, Mr. Turner? If you have nothing to hide.
This kitchen... There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Interesting.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body. Brian. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly.
Now, what are you hiding, Mr.
Anything
Turner?
else you...
Now, what are you hiding, Mr. Turner? Alright, let's talk to Wiggins to see if he could spill anything out.
I'll do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Fair enough.
I am unable to see any higher. I need...
There we go.
This...
Indeed. I'm so fucking smart.
Nothing interesting here.
What? Already?
Nothing interesting here. Nothing interesting here.
Okay.
This is most definitely A bullet hole. The brick cracks are fresh.
How you can tell?
Watson, there was a third shot fired in this street.
Where are you, Watson? Interesting. I suspect... No. I suspect it's a crossfire. What do we have here?
No, it didn't happen this way. No, it didn't happen this way.
There we go. First try.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
So it should be on the bookshelf. There's only one way to find out.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look. Well now, what a find! A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with a unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Guess we need to go to the archives. So, Mr. Turner, you got anything to say about the bracelet?
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
No. Oh, what?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Time can pull tricks on you.
Tell me the whole truth,
And what of
bitch.
everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat.
I'll be back. Alright, I'm back.
Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
I wish this crime had never...
Constable Marrow, I would value your assistance in this investigation.
It would be my pleasure, Mr. Holmes.
I would like to make sure that there are no places in Half Moon Street where a man could hide while you were running through it with your lamp.
All right, Mr. Holmes, what should I do?
Take your lamp and start walking, just as you did before, and try to find me.
Understood. I shouldn't look for Mr. Holmes here. He's hiding in Half Moon Street. I can see you very well, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try again. I'll find another place to hide.
Here you are, Mr. Holmes.
All right, Constable. Let's try...
Do you think it's funny?
Mr. Holmes, it wasn't difficult to find you at all.
It is obvious now. No one could escape Constable Marrow's lamp while hiding in the street.
It would be my pleasure.
Locked.
Where did you hide your lamp? You You make it out of thin air.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Me too.
Mr.
Snap back to Larry's zip. Why?
Tell her we...
Yeah, it's boring to watch, but it's interesting to play. I mean, I started this game, I have to finish it anyway. It. I'll try. Wikipedia. Encyclopedia. Encyclopedias.
That is not the one I need.
Ah, so you want to
That
play
is-
this game? Interesting.
That is... That...
I'm sorry, dude.
That is... That...
What do you mean? Arts and architecture, isn't it?
That is...
Ah, fuck's sake. Hellenistic treasures collection. This depicted are the 5 heads of mountain ram upon the bracelet, necklace, and ring, each made of pure gold. The 5 rams of Mytilene have been missing from the museum since 1885.
Here it is.
Last week streaming.
I need to continue my
Was it
research in
was
my
it flat out
archives.
too? Ah, the Pro Street. Yeah. Sorry, dude. Sensation and exotic method of murder, the arsenal of our present-day criminals, may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. Fuck you, Jesse. A young and beautiful woman, in collaboration with her colleague at Keel's Gardens, planted the terrible murder of their director, Mr. Montagidan. Only one detective was capable of uncovering the truth behind the tragedy that was initially believed to be a simple heart attack. That detective's name is Sherlock Holmes. Relax. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jesse. The Hellenistic treasures were stolen yesterday evening while being transported by cab on their way from the British Museum to the Gosford. So in this game there are more than 5 cases. Yes, there's more than 5 cases. It's actually the 6th or 7th case, I couldn't remember. Glassford Fine Art Exhibition. Pawn shop owner Kenneth Bertler contacted Scotland Yard that night and provided information regarding a gentleman who had attempted to sell him a collection of historical art at his pawn shop at Church Street. The police have since captured the described man, a professional thief by the name of Vincent Foley, who had been in the process of escaping London via the port. He was recognized by the surviving driver of the cab that had transported the collection of Hellenistic treasures. Vincent Foley refused to confess as to where the remainder of the treasures were hidden. He was eventually imprisoned. The lost treasures are still to be found.
Here it is.
Here it is.
One of the victims, Kenneth Butler, was involved in the story of the stolen Hellenistic treasures. A visit to his pawn shop should tell me more.
Nope, not go to the pawn shop now. Every time it's a fat woman. Is it like a historic or something? Like if you solve any case with every conclusion, you would reward it with a more beautiful girl? Probably. Nice. Is that Watson? Why are you standing there, Watson? Well, but I mean, I'd love to see him standing outside, because it's better for me. Whoa, 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 chill out, chill out. Oh, you're right, son. He seems drunk.
Mr. Butler's key.
Of course, it's his shop, goddammit.
These tools are exactly what I need to climb the wall.
Fair enough. Didn't expect to find it in a pawn shop, but who am I to judge?
This is exactly what we need in order to imitate the flash of the fireworks.
You're stealing, man. It's a shop.
The ram's heads. Interesting. That means that...
Alright. Hello, Kenneth. I remember you once told me about 3 pieces of gold jewelry with ram heads from ancient Greece. You still got them, right? Well, good news for you. I found a man loaded with money who's crazy about those jewels. He's ready to fork out a small fortune. I can arrange a meeting with this money back for you, but I want you to cut me in on the deal. I'll be waiting for you at the crossing of Great Alley and Half Moon Street on Sunday evening before the fireworks. Ah, so they were actually making a deal. Interesting.
It looks as though Mr. Butler...
Let's connect the dots. Okay, so... Don't follow me, Watson, please. Thank you.
Why are you looking at me all the time like that?
I'm just watching you, lad. I never know what to expect from people like you.
People like me?
Yes, street beggars and thieves.
I ain't a thief.
Oh, no? Then where did you get whatever it is that you're gnawing on? I very much doubt that you bought it.
What ain't seen can't hardly be stolen.
No, you're right,
I'll
Wiggins.
do anything to save my brother, Mr. Holmes.
Fair enough.
Constable Marrow, Watson, I would like to perform another kind of reenactment with your help.
I'm listening, Mr. Holmes.
I want to check if Leighton's testimony can be trusted. If someone could vanish into thin air at a specific moment.
But Holmes, I don't see how.
I am going to be the mysterious gentleman whom Leighton followed. I will stand exactly where he saw him before he was blinded by the flash. Watson, you will be Leighton. When I fire the signal flare, you should start to chase me.
I understand, Holmes.
You, Constable Marrow, just play your part and do exactly as you did. Just, please, wait 5 seconds after the signal flare. I doubt that Polly Powell would have screamed any earlier.
As you say, Mr. Holmes.
Let us begin then. Catch me if you can. The moon illuminates this wall. Anyone trying to climb it would be easily spotted by Constable Marrow. This wall is cast in shadow. It would be difficult to see anyone scaling it.
I can barely see anything. Holmes? Are you there?
Not really.
Where is he? My God, a man can't just disappear like that. Holmes? Holmes? Where are you?
I cannot see you, Mr. Holmes. Dr. Watson, it seems that Mr. Holmes has disappeared.
Don't worry, gentlemen, I am up here, above your heads.
How on earth did you get up there, Holmes?
I am using crampons and a climbing axe, although the person we are looking for did not leave any traces of such tools. Constable, is there any way to get to the top of this building?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, I can show you. The door to the building can be found from Whitechapel Street.
Gentlemen, I am on my way down.
Hey, the background music changes. It's scary. Why do I have a bad feeling about this?
These shards of glass are from the window above. Someone broke through the window to get inside the attic, but in his haste he ripped his jacket.
Let's pick up the jacket, so shall we?
A cluster of thick black threads. They're unusually strong. I should examine them under the microscope.
You should.
We can conclude that the person whom Leighton saw climbed up the wall, broke into the attic window, and escaped through the hatch.
So Baker Street it is. Nope, this is not what we want.
Let us take a... It is not a thread, but a hair. I need to compare this sample with a human hair and a horse hair. Watson, could you please pass me your shaving brush?
Here you are.
Watson, look, what's outside the window?
Well, I don't see anything. Ouch! Holmes!
Oh, don't make such a fuss. One little hair. Human hair is significant. The horse hair is thinner than the hair that So, this black hair belongs to an animal, and it is larger than a horse.
Larger than a
A
horse,
hair
it is.
from a large and exotic animal.
How could it possibly be? A large animal. Circus acrobat, he managed to scale a 30 foot high wall in a matter of seconds. A hair from a large exotic animal. Kit. Escaped the crime scene by climbing the wall. He was a skillful acrobat. Ah. Now is your turn.
Wiggins, my lad, what are you doing here? You'd best be leaving and be quick about it.
I've done nothing wrong. You'd learn more by watching Mr. Holmes. He knows exactly what he's doing. Not like you.
Oi, watch your tongue.
Constable, you are being so fucking rude.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your...
Mr. Holmes?
We have good news for you, Wiggins. The investigation has proven very interesting so far. We found facts and details that confirm your brother's innocence.
I knew it, Mr. Holmes.
But for now, Wiggins, we need your help.
Anything you like, Gov.
I need you to locate a circus that has stopped over in London. It needs to have disposed of at least one exotic animal. A very large one.
You can count on me, Mr. Holmes.
Yo, Chewy, you're raiding with a party of 3. Thank you so much, man. So hopefully this could be the final scene, final case, and tomorrow we'll be playing Need for Speed Heats.
I predict some news
Love you, Joey.
in 7 seconds.
Mr. Holmes, we found it. Here it is.
So how do you do, Chewy?
And this is a young Indian elephant, the highlight of the show. And Duval Brothers, a well-known traveling circus that is currently... I believe that is exactly the type...
Aye, you! Stop right there.
Good morning, sir. Pardon me, but why am I not allowed to walk around here?
Because it's private.
Well, I only wanted to meet the artistes.
Hmm? You're wanting to apply for... Nah. You don't look like the type of, artistic lockpicker that we're looking for.
You might be surprised.
What? Nah. I don't think so. Clear off. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost. You're a bit slow to catch on, eh? Get lost.
Okay. Guess there's only one way to go. Stream Hot Pursuit for like 2.5 hours. That's easy, man. 2.5 hours, nothing. I remember the longest stream was like, is it 8 hours? Was it 8 hours? Yeah, you're good, man. Love you too. We need to disguise ourselves. That's interesting. Which suit should we wear? Bandit? No. Farmer, of course, no. Morning gone, no. Not sailor, not important. Casual, not even casual. How about a bandit outfit? Yep. Have a good luck, Joey. I guess that should be enough to dress ourselves, isn't it? Yeah, let's try with this one.
Spectacles are unpopular among thugs. I don't want to arouse suspicion.
So no glasses, I presume.
I'd better wear a shabby hat.
Shabby hat. A boat hair. How about that one?
I'd better wear a shabby hat.
Fuck. That is annoying. How about this one?
I'd better wear a
How about that? Shabby enough?
Stay where you are. What are you doing here, and where is Sherlock Holmes?
Calm down, Watson. Take deep breaths now. It's me.
Thank God, Holmes. I can't get used to your disguises.
Thank you, Watson. That means I am ready to go.
Thank you, Watson.
Who are you? What's your name?
My name is Nigel. I'm here to open the locks.
Talented, eh? Let's see. Go inside the marquee and show yourself to Charles Foley. And I'd highly advise you not to trick him. Got that?
I've got it.
Charles Foley is inside the marquee.
Anything interesting here?
Everything is here, just as you asked. And what about the money? Some of the barrels are wet. Transportation issues, it couldn't be helped. Whatever. We'll be here after midnight to pick up the supplies. I want to be paid first. No. You'll be paid after we make the transfer, as I said. Right? I hope that no one saw you. The police are on the lookout. Of course not. I'm a professional. Glad to hear it. Be ready for tonight, then.
The barrels.
This wooden barrel is... This... There is a spot on... The crest of the Honourable Artillery Company. Could... Judging by the fractions and the set, the barrels are...
Rise up and keep rising from lambs into lions.
That's a picture of a contemporary gentleman. From lambs into lions. Those are words of encouragement and defiance. This poster was clearly made to fire...
Oh, so these are the propaganders.
This printing press is old, but still quite capable of... There are enough powder kegs, a printing press, and a great many blank papers. All of this was stolen by the Merry Men quite recently. And these poster samples. I am quite sure it is not a coincidence. The Merry Men are planning some sort of sabotage.
Stop right there. Who are you?
Are you Charles Foley?
Maybe.
They say that I can open any door.
Do they now? We'll see Sherlock near the chains on a table over there. Open that.
And you have spare time to do a portrait. As you have wounds on your finger. Ah, so he's the acrobat guy. Oh, doesn't seem difficult. We just need to connect the dots.
I need to find out.
I opened the lock.
Well, they're right. What's your name?
Nigel Shirley, from York.
Ah, Nigel from York. Never heard anything about you. How'd you hear about me?
It's a long story. I met your brother, Vincent the Butcher Foley, in prison. He told me all about his betrayal and all about you. Before I was released, he told me that you might find a job for me one day and pay me some money for me craft.
Well, he died. 7 days ago, in prison.
Damn.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right. The traitor has paid the blood price for it. And you'll do the job anyway, because I need a talented lockpicker. I know just where to search for his legacy.
It's all about the Hellenistic treasures, isn't it?
Osh, you fool. Now, listen up. You'll come with us tonight, and you better mind yourself.
Us? Wait, who's coming then?
Billy, Jack and me.
Who's
And what
Billy?
will I get for that?
We'll share the loot. The one you seem to know about.
Right.
Wait for us at the abandoned manor house on a corner of Ladbroke Grove and Kensington Park Road at midnight.
Deal. Here I am at the manor. Somewhere inside it are...
You're going to steal it now? Right before them?
This lock is quite...
Let's try this one first. Easy enough.
I need to find where the safe is hidden.
It's usually upstairs, so let's not check upstairs first.
This cupboard is... Several books. It seems as though this cupboard can be moved.
Wait, that's too easy. Nope. I need to check upstairs first then.
So, that's the lock I must...
I guess this is the most complex one we've ever seen. No horizontal movement parts. Interesting.
What a surprise! Another lock. I recall that precious key around Foley's neck. It might prove a decent fit. I suppose they hired me to only open the first lock. Let us check the thieves' possible escape routes in the event that they are caught off guard by the police from the front door. The thieves won't attempt to escape through the front door if the police are right behind it. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door is a perfect means of escape in an emergency. This door is a perfect... A solid... This door leads to a kitchen, which holds... This should... A solid... The ground floor window is a perfect way to escape the police. Although this window is high above the ground, it would be possible for one of the thieves to attempt to use it for their escape. This is the perfect... This should be... One step on these beads, and our thief will go... I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Nope. Can I still walk it?
Any thief who finds his way upstairs will roll down very quickly. I wonder what this old chandelier is doing on the floor. I wonder... I suppose... What a surprise. These are the marks. Oh, that's... The door. The door. This hatch. I suppose that the thieves already tried to open the lock with this formidable hammer. I wonder... This works very well. This should... There is no ladder. If... This hat...
Ah, he has an animation to leap across. Fair enough.
Now, if anyone takes the hammer, the rope will uncoil and make the chandelier fall. If he runs through the dining room and takes a sledgehammer to force open the door, the chandelier will knock him down. This should... Now, it's not an open hatch, just a nice carpet on the floor. I should walk carefully here, else my plan will be ruined.
Oh, do you?
Now, if a thief runs through the kitchen, he'll pay a surprise visit to the cellar. The traps for my circus companions are all prepared. I can leave now, but I'll return later with Charles Foley and his companions.
Police! Police! Stop where you are! Where are they?
Trapped, Watson, with your assistance.
How so?
You sounded just like a real bobby, my dear fellow. You startled them into the traps.
I did?
I assure you, Watson, it was quite an entertaining show. They will not escape the house now.
You scum!
And this is the pistol used for the murder in Half Moon Street.
How do you know about that?
Have you closed the case yet, Sherlock?
Mycroft, what are you doing here? Did you follow me?
Sherlock, it may seem that I used you, but you should be pleased to know that you have served our queen well, in this instance. So now, let us catch the big fish. But this man is not one of the merry men?
No.
Then why exactly are we here, Sherlock?
This gentleman, Charles Foley, has been involved in a double murder, and the hunter of a set of valuable antiques, the Hellenistic treasures, which disappeared in a theft many years ago.
You're no better than the coppers!
Holmes, that is incredible. The Hellenistic treasures.
Indeed.
Nothing but trifles. Where are the merry men?
I don't know why you are asking me, Mycroft. They are yours to find.
I'll see you soon, dear brother.
Don't move, you flim-flammer.
The trap with the chandelier worked perfectly. Charles Foley has been... What a beautiful...
Holmes, I had no doubt that you would catch the thieves.
One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious. One of Foley's companions. He is unconscious. Charles Foley, you committed the crime of premeditated murder and of theft. You will be severely punished for your deeds.
You are pitiful, you Scotland Yard dog.
Save your words for the gallows. I'm sure the journalists will love them. I shall leave now, Watson. Gentlemen, please take our friends here into custody.
Where are you going?
I have unfinished business. I'll see you at Baker Street.
Be careful with the lamps. Don't bring them too close to the barrels.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Who's there?
That is of no importance. What matters is who you are and the plans that you have here.
So you can stop us from carrying them out?
Eventually, yes.
Hey, careful. You'll blow us all up.
I'm listening.
We are a group known as the Merry Men. But I suppose you knew that already. We are the men who've already lost everything of value in their lives. We are ruined shopkeepers. We are workers who were fired from their jobs, honest people who were robbed. We were forced out from our homes and thrown onto the street, and all of this in the name of the so-called law. The laws that were set out by our government. The laws that make the commoners only more vulnerable and the wealthy more protected. We are not only from the British Empire. Some of us are from the New Lands, America, Australia, and we are many. But men we are still, and we are merry for that we stopped being afraid. For those powers that be had done their best to plant the fear inside our souls, and we accepted it so easily. The fear advised us to keep our heads bowed. It prevented us from fighting. Bankers and politicians, they own our lives, our work, our bread, and they push us to compete between each other, just to see who may serve them better. But in the end, they are the few, so they are weak. They are nothing without their titles. We should not fear them. Our so-called masters should fear us instead. The time has come for our group to stand tall. Our great and many merry men. We are going to blow up the London Stock Exchange. No life shall be lost. But ownerships, debts, and property titles? They shall all be destroyed. They're only papers, after all. So many people will be freed over this night.
That is a radical step to take. What result do you truly expect?
Chaos. But soon people will understand that they are free, and that they don't belong to anyone. They will be able to work for themselves, together, without letting the rulers dictate what to do, and finally justice will arise.
What you are intending to do is a crime. It is not justice.
How do you see justice, then? Kids go to prison for a loaf of dry bread. And how many lords do you see punished for stealing from their people, sending them to their deaths in mines or overseas to fight for land? Our masters wouldn't hear us. So now it's time to sing the song of the merry men. Will you let us do our duty?
When the law serves only the few, it can no longer be trusted. Every man is equal, and he has a right to choose his own way. I shall not stop you.
So, you're interested in Russian literature now?
Quite, lately.
It is an interesting book. I remember a few lines.
Really? I tried reading it myself, but I had a hard time understanding it.
Yes, Doctor. It's about intelligence. Sherlock, I vaguely recall one of the lines. Sometimes it takes something more than intelligence to act intelligently. There were also a few words along the lines of, pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and a deep heart. Tell me, Doctor, does my brother show any signs of pain or suffering?
Not that I know of.
Because you see, Doctor, behind all of his masquerade, my brother does possess a deep heart. So deep that he does not recall where he places his love.
Well, I'm sure that...
His love and his duty that, in the first place, should be directed towards the Empire. For without it, we would be nothing. A country filled with uncivilized men. I should leave now. Sherlock, Dr. Watson.
Holmes, what just happened? What was that?
The start of a new world. Anything in the post, Watson? Any clients worthy of our attention?
Only a second reminder from Mrs. Hudson about our new neighbour. She urges you to remove your...
Oh, I don't care about that.
Holmes, the lady who will be moving in shortly has requested the use of our spare room to place all of her boxes.
Wait, what? A lady?